Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fitcom India. I'm Nishant Mishra, your host. And today we are going to have a very interesting conversation with a very good friend of mine. He is a fellow master trainer and an entrepreneur par excellence. Today we are going to discuss about personal trainers, personal trainings, uh, पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग स्टूडियोज जिम्स, क्या डिफरेंस होता है, आजकल किस तरीके का माहौल चल रहा है, इन सब चीजों के बारे में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. एंड वी हैव अ वेरी स्पेशल friend come colleague, and he's been in the industry for more than a decade now. And thank you so much for giving us your time, valuable time. हमारे कुछ व्यूअर्स ऐसे हैं जो कि फिटनेस इंडस्ट्री से नहीं है, फिर नए हैं जो जुड़े हुए हैं. Tell us about your journey. How has been your journey? How did you come into fitness? And what was your background earlier?
Okay, before kickstarting this, I would like to thank you for inviting me. That's the first thing. Been an honor calling out by a fellow master trainer who I admire a lot. There are very few of them who basically, go by the principles, the rules, the continuous curiosity to grab the knowledge. And thank you for, like opening up this community called as Fitcom, where we all can maybe gather together, explore some opportunities, some options, and educate everybody. Two personal training studios. I just own one personal training studio, which is company owned by me itself. Its name is Ethos, an exclusive personal training studio. The second one is Ethos Republic of Strength, which is a franchisee model, and it's a commercial gym. It's not a PT studio. It's a commercial gym located approximately 7 kilometers far from the PT studio, located very close to my place where I stay. Honestly speaking, when I was a kid, I was extremely lanky. So I still consider myself a little bit lanky, but I was extremely lanky at that time, and I really wanted to put on some bulk, some mass. I used to watch some videos over the internet, or maybe at that time we used to have these pen drives and these external hard disks, usually CDs as well, or CDs were the first medium which they were. We used to see bodybuilding competitions, or we used to see movies like Pumping Iron, and these things also inspired me a lot. There were a lot of people out there who inspired me a lot when it comes to admiring that particular body composition. And then I used to be very good, used to get intrigued about the fact that Baba, ये इसने कैसे बनाया, मेरे को भी ऐसे दिखने का है. I want to put on some weight, I want to put on some bulk. Okay, so that's the first thing which triggered me into exploring this space, not pertaining to educating others, or not pertaining to coaching others, but maybe for myself. Quite a selfish point of view, I know, but at that point I wasn't really aiming to join the fitness industry. I was rather aiming to maybe be a MBA graduate, maybe have a reputable job, maybe because I would be having some kind of a degree as such, which is respectable in the society. So ऐसा कुछ चाहिए था. Honestly speaking, all my first cousins and the second cousins are extremely well educated. कोई doctor है, कोई lawyer है, कोई architect है, कोई ये है. So obviously my parents also wanted me to maybe do the same to get some kind of a reputable and respectable job. So yeah, that was there. But my inclination towards the fitness industry happened much later, precisely somewhere around 2009 or so, when I attended Kazas's first nutrition ka seminar, which was in E Square in Pune. But E Square was the place where endurance was there. Was one of my first gyms where I used to work in. And oh, by the way, going back a little bit, so one of my first gyms was called as Salama. This was my first ever gym, ever gym in my life. That I actually saw what dumbbells look like, what barbells look like in real life. That was my first mecca, if you may say. Then after a few years, there was a gym called as Fab, the gym in Pune, which was on FC Road. It was like one of my first air-conditioned gym. This was in 2008, if I'm not wrong. And me and my friends were really, happy, and used to fancy a lot that, okay, we are working on an air-conditioned gym and all that. So that was a kind of a hyped up factor at that time. After Fab, the gym, I joined a gym called as Endurance, which was like a big breakthrough, because that gym kind of directly or indirectly introduced me to Kazakhstan and K11, because
Yeah,
over there all the trainers were from K11. At that time, K11 Academy and gym was there. Okay, so at that time, so वहाँ के सारे trainers थे,
I remember.
and yeah.
I've been to endurance. I think one of our classes was held in endurance at that point.
Oh, really? What year?
2015, I guess. Yeah.
Probably. I think endurance shut in 2016, if I'm not wrong. 15 or 16 में कुछ shut हुआ था. And yeah, I was pretty much impressed by the service which they used to give me, because my experience of service from the previous gyms was not that great. I was really fascinated by the kind of knowledge which the counselors and the fitness counselors and nutritionists used to give. Having said that, I never listened to them. Like a immature teen, if you may say, in my 19s, 18s or 19s, I just used to go over there, hit some arms, hit some abs, and that's it. I was out. I never used to train legs. I never used to train my overhead presses and all those tough kind of movements. I was very inclined towards doing nothing but by barbell curls and tricep extensions and all that. So, but later on, when K11 held a seminar for nutrition uh, at Endurance. So that was the biggest eye opener for me. And that's where I kind of felt कि okay, ठीक है, workouts के बारे में सर ने कुछ नहीं बोला, लेकिन nutrition was something which was totally lacking from my side. And then I started paying a heed towards my nutrition. I professionally hired a nutritionist working in endurance who was a KDM certified nutritionist. I followed their diet protocols precisely, gained some good quantum of body mass, muscle mass, and then I found out कि अरे हाँ ये करने से ये हो रहा है. Then I started digging out science behind it कि अरे बाबा हाँ ये लिया तो ये होगा, वो लिया तो ये होगा, this and that. This kind of sparked some more curiosity
So
inside me.
at that, and this was in which year?
This was in 2019, 19. Sorry, say 2009, not 19,
2009.
2009. Sorry, not
Looking
19.
looking back at that point, right? What all you took, in terms of nutrition, I'm
I'll tell you.
sure this आज के time में उसमें बहुत changes
बहुत
आ
difference है, बहुत difference है, जमीन आसमान का difference है. Because
गए.
at that time I used to take mass gainers, serious mass, 1:5.
We
One is
all
to five, 1:5.
one
A
is
typical ectomorph, and still it was so hard for me to put on weight. Can you imagine?
yeah. I think in few years to come, when you will be in your mid 30s, you will get that.
Let's hope.
मैं भी वैसे ही हुआ करता था. I mean, I'm sounding like I'm in my 50s, but yeah.
The first ever paid workshop at that time in 2010 था शायद से, which was conducted by Lata Rajan, and the topic was core. So the fees for that workshop was just 500 rupees. And मैंने तो इकट्ठा किए थे 500 रुपये, और 500 रुपये भर के मैंने वो कोर का वर्कशॉप कर लिया. There was one more kind of event held by K11 called as the K11 Nutrition Week. Again, this was in the same year. If I'm not wrong, somewhere around 2009 or 10, तो वो भी lectures मैंने बैठे करा सर के 2 lectures थे. उसके बाद when मैंने decide किया कि अरे नहीं अभी यही करने का, then I like kind of grew some balls and talked to my parents about this fact कि okay अभी ये मेरे को करने का है and this and that. I of course told my parents कि I'm not completely and totally discarding the BCom degree. I will be doing that as well. I will be graduating from that. I'll be doing my master's as well. So what happened is that the condition which my parents laid is that कि अगर हमने पैसे दिए आपको PT कोर्स के लिए, तो you have to do your MBA and MCom. You have to. And like, okay, I will do that. So I already told them, okay, I don't want to like work for the fitness industry just to gain knowledge for some selfish reasons. Maybe I want to excel in my workouts. I want to excel in my performances, and that's it. So after doing the BCom, after doing the K11 का course, then उसके बाद what I thought कि if I work in a gym, I'll at least apply all this. I can at least apply all this knowledge which I've gathered for the people, and then at least see कि जो apply मैं कर रहा हूँ वो ठीक काम करेगा, not सिर्फ मेरे लिए, मेरे clients के लिए भी, right? So that was my intention. एंड माई पेरेंट्स एग्रीड कि ठीक है कर लो काम 6 महीने 7 महीने जो कुछ भी है, बाद में तो एग्जाम देनी देनी है. And they were like pretty confident about that fact कि I will not wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, join the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, stand over there, make that पूरा ड्यूटी टाइम कवर करो और फिर घर आओ और फिर बाकी का सब स्टडीज करो. But I did that. And in those 6 months itself before my exam, my income का जो क्या बोलते हैं वो इंक्रीमेंटल वैल्यूज थे वो बहुत इंट्रीगिंग थे और वो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग भी थे मेरे पेरेंट्स के लिए भी और मेरे लिए भी, क्योंकि बिकॉज आई स्टार्टेड एट 3.5K पर मंथ एंड विद इन द 6 months आई वेंट अप टू 30K 35K ऐसा कुछ अमाउंट था. एंड देन पेरेंट्स इवन काइंड ऑफ रियलाइज किया पापा हाँ ये बंदा कुछ तो अच्छा कर रहा है, पैसे तो ला रहा है घर पे.
हाँ.
When I decided to give the MCOM exam, so this was after my BCom, by the way. After I graduated from my BCom, I joined Endurance as a floor trainer. उसके बाद आई वांटेड टू प्रिपेयर फॉर माय इनकम एग्जाम्स एज वेल. सो उसके लिए मैंने छुट्टी ली थी 7-8 दिन के लिए. मैनेजर से एप्लीकेशन भी दिया था. मैनेजर को एप्लीकेशन दिया छुट्टी के लिए, घर पे गया, सारे नोट्स पढ़े एमकॉम के लिए. नोट्स पढ़ने के बाद मेरे को लगा कि यार ये मेरे से नहीं होने वाला है. मैंने नोट्स शर्ट किए, अगले दिन फिर से जिम में गया और बोला मैनेजर को मैं फिर से रिज्यूम कर रहा हूँ, मेरा आप छुट्टी कैंसिल कर दो. पेरेंट्स को भी बोला ऐसा ऐसा है, मेरे को ये नहीं जम रहा है. एंड देन आई एनरोल्ड फॉर द उससे उस टाइम पे ये था एडवांस कोर्स कोर्स फॉर स्पेशल ऑपरेशन ATP कोर्स या ऐसा कुछ बोल रहे ATPSP ऐसा कुछ था वहाँ पर उस टाइम पे. सो आई एनरोल फॉर दैट कोर्स. उसके बाद लाइक पेरेंट्स वर लाइक कि ठीक है अभी तो कर रहा है तो करने दो. और फिर जैसे सो माय पेरेंट्स ओनली इन्वेस्टेड सम 14 or 15K फॉर दैट बेसिक PT कोर्स. उसके बाद में उसके 4 साल या 5 साल बाद जो मैंने कुछ सीखा फ्रॉम K11, जो कुछ भी अपना स्पेशल पॉप कोर्स था, न्यूट्रिशन का कोर्स था, अगेन रिवाइज किए सारे कोर्सेज मैंने. उसके बाद अपना MT था, उसके बाद लेक्चर ट्रेनिंग था, वो सारे मैंने खुद के पैसे से किए. सो आई वाज लाइक फॉर द फर्स्ट 4 to 5 years दैट अर्निंग एंड लर्निंग वाला फेज में मैं था. आफ्टर सडन पॉइंट आई फील लाइक कि जॉब मेरे लिए नहीं है, क्योंकि मेरे क्लाइंट्स इतने बढ़ रहे हैं कि तो मैं आई स्टार्टेड फ्रीलांसिंग, देन आई शिफ्टेड जिम्स एंड देन आई डिसाइडेड फॉर द फैक्ट कि अगर मैं बाकी जिम्स को इतना इतना कमीशन दे रहा हूँ अगेंस्ट माई क्लाइंट्स, if at all I pull out that kind of money and then pay it as maybe rent or expenses for my own gym, that would be a greater part.
Right.
So that's how I thought about opening a PT studio of my own.
And this was in 2019.
This was in 2019, yeah.
Because हर ट्रेनर के दिमाग में ये सवाल कभी ना कभी आता है कि लेट्स ओपन अप आवर ओन, बट नॉट एवरीबडी इज बिल्ट दैट वे. आई मीन हर किसी का थॉट. सो जब ट्रेनर एक जिम जाता है तो उसका जो थॉट प्रोसेस होता है वो एक ट्रेनर की तरह होता है. वो कभी भी जिम ओनर की तरह नहीं सोचता. वो सोचता है कि अरे इतना कमीशन क्यों देना पड़ रहा है, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है ये वो. हाउ वाज योर मेंटालिटी एट दैट पॉइंट?
To tell you honestly, जब भी मैं एंड्योरेंस में था तो एंड्योरेंस में आई वाज देयर इन हाउस freelance person trainer. That means that I wasn't allowed to go anywhere else to do freelancing.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons I left Endurance. And the second reason I left Endurance is because the commission which they used to charge was a very heavy amount. So they used to almost take a 50% from my pay. And and that was it. So when I shifted to उस time पे केदार सर का 5 Fitness Club था. तो I joined 5 Fitness Club as a freelance person trainer. और उस time पे ratio was not on percentage. It was on a fixed amount. So I used to pay that fixed amount of money per client per month, irrespective of how many sessions I'm taking, irrespective of how much money I charge for my clients.
Right.
So that was like a win-win situation for me. I had 22 or 24 clients with me at that time. उसमें से 12 या 15 client मेरे पास आए. वो बोले कि नहीं मैं ये इंटरनेट छोड़ दूंगा, मेरे को आदित्य बर्वे चाहिए coach as a coach. So even though that happened, even though I lost some 7 to 8 clients, I was still making a lot more money than I used to earn in Endurance because there wasn't no percentage.
Yes.
And I cracked a good deal with the owner as well because मैंने उसको बोला कि मैं एकदम 10 क्लाइंट ला रहा हूँ, 12 क्लाइंट आ रहा हूँ, आप बोलो क्या कैसा डील लोगे आप मेरे को.
Right.
So this was kind of a good thing for me.
Yes.
So that's how my income also exploded exponentially in that particular phase of time. And I then started realizing that, Baba, this freelancing thing is working wonders. And whenever I used to give these outstanding results to my clients, they used to like praise me a lot. They used to like like tell others as well कि अरे बाबा हाँ मैं इसके पास गया था ये हुआ उसके पास गया मैं ये हुआ इसने ऐसा डाइट दिया था मेरे को this and that से and everything later on just exploded by word of mouth. I never ever उस टाइम पे ये भी नहीं था ना अपना Instagram नहीं था Facebook ads नहीं थे कुछ भी नहीं था उस टाइम पे. This was in what 2000 and if I'm not wrong 14 या 15 में था. तो उस टाइम पे इतना कुछ सोशल मीडिया का
हाँ मतलब फेसबुक
फेसबुक था बट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द व्हेन इट कम्स टू द मार्केटिंग पर्सपेक्टिव.
हाँ
मतलब
मार्केटिंग
अभी जो कैसे अब हम एड्स रन करें अभी हम कैसे इंस्टाग्राम पे एड्स रन करें उस टाइम पे इतना कुछ मालूम भी नहीं था कि हम फेसबुक कैन बी अ मीडियम टू बेसिकली बूस्ट एड्स बूस्ट सेल्स boost a person as such because at that time I was a freelance personal trainer. I wasn't owning any kind of a company as such. I wasn't even sure that I was a brand as such. So it was nothing but word of mouth.
यस
तो वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से मेरे को बहुत सारे क्लाइंट्स मिले बहुत सारे क्लाइंट्स को मैंने रिजल्ट्स दिए इसके लिए मेरे को और बहुत सारे क्लाइंट्स मिले. देयर वाज अ पॉइंट कि ऐसे क्लाइंट्स मेरे पास आए कि मेरे को उनको ना बोलना पड़ा. और व्हेन इट कम्स टू दिस प्रोफेशन देन यू हैव सम बाउंड्रीज. यू कांट रियली लाइक वर्क 24 hours a day and then
scalability is a issue.
it is a big problem. Exactly, it is a big problem because if that client of yours like pursues the coach in you then it's very hard for you to basically accommodate him if you are completely full.
एब्सोल्युटली. इसीलिए मुझे लगता है कि इसके लिए एक चीज करनी चाहिए या तो आपके पास कोई ऐसा बंदा हो जिसकी थॉट प्रोसेस मैच होती हो ट्रेनिंग मेथोडोलॉजी मैच होती हो बेसिकली मेकिंग अ डुप्लीकेट ऑफ योर्स दैट वे सो दैट कैन
बी टफ. सो आई एम ट्राइंग द हेल आउट ऑफ इट कि मैं कब ऐसा मेरे को एक बंदा मिले. फॉर्चुनेटली मेरे पास अभी जो ट्रेनर्स है फॉर्चुनेटली दे आर प्रीटी गुड and all the thought processes are matching. That's why I'm kind of providing them with a lot of leads in my own studio, and that's how basically I'm helping them make money and I'm making money simultaneously. Like that.
Fantastic. I mean, nothing better than this. This is win-win for everybody. So ये एक अच्छा option है. This brings us to a related topic that is the attitude of personal trainers. What do you want to say about that? Is there any change in your times, like 10, 12 years ago?
A lot. Unfortunately, a lot.
What I find is, I mean, I started pretty late. I started when I was probably 24, 25. I was pretty late in that. But today it's 18 or 19 maybe. So मुझे लगता है कि finding your passion so early in life, जैसे मैं जॉब गया सब कुछ करा और फिर समझा कि अरे यार ये मेरे लिए है ही नहीं. इट्स बेटर टू बी अ गुड ट्रेनर देन अ बैड इंजीनियर. सो स्विच कर लिया. लेकिन अब लड़कों को या लड़कियों को ये लग रहा है कि 18-19 साल के अंदर दे आर एक्चुअली प्लंजिंग इनटू दिस. दैट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग एंड दे आर वेरी टैलेंटेड. बट जो एटीट्यूड है अभी भी उसमें कुछ गड़बड़ सी समझ में आती है. डू यू थिंक दैट?
Yeah, so what I think ना कि मेरे टाइम पे जो कोर्स फीस थे ना the course fees were merely somewhere around 12.5 to 15K if I'm not wrong at that time. This was in 2011. The basic PD course जो थे I think 12.5 या 15K भरे थे मैंने उस टाइम पे. न्यूट्रिशन कोर्स के लिए अगेन 9K या 10K भरे थे. अगेन एडवांस पर्सनल कोर्स के लिए भी उतने ही भरे थे. This is just my speculation. I won't like I don't think I can justify that, but this is just my speculation. Or maybe when I had my team meeting a few months ago, one of this team member of mine is a really brilliant guy. So he kind of came up with this point: कि as the course fees increased, okay, the students coming in were of a little bit of a different socioeconomic class.
Right.
Okay. At that time in 2011, when the course fees were very less, the socio-economic class of the students were a little bit different. Okay, many of them were struggling. Many of them were like कि पापा रिक्शा वाले हैं, पापा ड्राइवर है, पापा कुछ काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, ऐसे भी लोग हैं. So what I felt is कि at that time ना the physical work which those trainers used to do at my time in 2011, 12, 13 was and of course the ethics as well were far different than what it is right now. Right now क्या हो रहा है कि people are or rather the trainers they are expecting a lot after doing the course. So when they do that course, when they pay this big amount of money, when they do that course and when they join a gym, they suddenly expect that they should be getting 10 clients. They suddenly expect that okay I should be charging 20K a month.
Right.
like you should be also like investigating this fact कि why should that client be paying you 20K per month? What is in you? ऐसा क्या है आप में कि वो मैं आपको 20K रुपीज दूं per
Like
month?
I'll give you a scenario. Let's suppose I'm a new trainer. I have passed out, and I ask you, and I come to Ethos, and I say कि I have so and so qualification, and you know इतना experience है मुझे. Let's say 1 साल या 2 साल का whatever. And I ask you कि क्या है हमारा monetary aspect क्या है वहाँ? And you say this is the monetary aspect. This is the PT charges which we say. I say कि I'll be able to sell more. Let's say I say 20K. So will you allow me, or will you say
Of
कि
course. So that's the beauty of ethos. तो ethos में हम क्या करते हैं कि जो कोई freelance trainer यहाँ वहाँ पे रहेगा, I never dictate them or I never tell them how much money they should be charging. It's completely up to them how much they want to charge.
okay,
So I don't tell them कि अरे आप इतना charge करो. I don't tell them कि आप इतना charge करो. I tell them कि you should be knowing what's your worth. Simultaneously, I tell them कि the more you charge, the less you're going to get exposed if you're new in the industry. Okay. So for example, if let's say Nishant Mishra is charging 20K per month, okay, and the base level of trainer at Ethos is let's say charging 10K per month, okay, तो obviously क्या होगा कि 10K वाले जो clients हैं ना वो थोड़े से ज़्यादा हो गया as compared to 20K वाले potential ones, right?
बिल्कुल.
So for a new trainer, what I usually suggest them is you start with some base amount so that you will at least get exposed to a lot of people. You will
Right.
at least get to know कि अरे बाबा, or at least you will get to show your skill sets कि आप क्या कर सकते हो. Right? So when it comes to the income part, क्या होता है कि if at all somebody is signing rupees 20K or 30K per month, I don't mind that at all. But ऐसे कितने clients मिलने वाले हैं आपको if you're completely new? Honestly speaking, in the last year, ethos में see, and there are a lot of other aspects out there as well. कि आपका जिम कहाँ है, लोकेलिटी कहाँ पे, कितना बड़ा स्टूडियो है आपका, कितने अच्छे इक्विपमेंट्स है आपके सर्विस कितनी अच्छी है, एम्बियंस कितना अच्छा है, ये भी सारी चीजें बहुत मायने रखते हैं. If at all I'm setting up a studio in let's say what Buldhana or Latur Gao, and at that studio I'm charging rupees 20K or 30K per month, do you think I'm going to get some clients over there? No. बिकॉज वहाँ पे तो एजुकेशन तो छोड़ो, वहाँ पे फिटनेस का इसका कुछ भी नॉलेज नहीं है, वहाँ का सोशल इकोनॉमिक बैकग्राउंड भी अच्छा नहीं है, राइट? सो यू शुड बी लुकिंग एट दीज एस्पेक्ट्स एज वेल कि आपका स्टूडियो कहाँ पे. सो राइट नाउ इवन इन पुणे सिटी देयर आर सर्टन एरियाज, इफ एट ऑल आई सेट अप माय स्टूडियो इन दैट एरिया, आई एम डैम श्योर कि 40K या 50K पर मंथ देने वाले क्लाइंट्स नहीं आएंगे. बट देयर आर सर्टन एरियाज इन पुणे सिटी दैट कि जहाँ पे मैं 30K या 40K पर मंथ चार्ज कर रहा हूँ, तो यस वहाँ पे लोग आएंगे.
Okay.
So the area, the locality also matters a lot. Of course, the service also matters a lot. But for the new trainer, I suggest them this thing. Okay, Baba, you at least start with some with an amount which is realistic. And once you charge that amount, and once you make a name of yourself, कि बाबा हाँ मैंने आज 5 clients train किए, 10 clients train किए, मेरे पास इतना experience है, मेरे पास, then you increase your charges. You have to increase your charges. That's the ultimate goal.
Right.
I mean, you can't just stick over there. But so my first PT charge ever in 2011 was rupees 3,500 per
Right.
month.
Yeah.
So उससे ज़्यादा मैं अभी चार्ज करूँ per session. That's a different thing.
Right.
But उसके लिए मेरे को 10 साल लगे, और मैं जितना ज़्यादा सीखेगा उतना ज़्यादा चार्ज भी करेगा.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
और वही होना चाहिए. But if at all the trainer is sticking over there all the time, and just because he's more experienced in the fitness industry, just because he's just calculating days in the fitness industry, वो कुछ courses नहीं कर रहा है, वो कुछ सीख नहीं रहा है, कोई value addition है ही नहीं, then why should somebody give extra money to that guy?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Marketing perhaps. Marketing themselves कि हमको हो गया बहुत टाइम. लोग तो है हमारे पास.
You know what I think? I just read this very interesting quote from some intellectual on Instagram. उसका नाम कुछ बिल या ऐसा कुछ है. So people कुछ तो no कौन? नहीं बाबा वो नाम मत लो. So people who usually suck at their services are the loudest at the marketing. ऐसा कुछ तो उसका quote था. I'm not sure कि I'm saying this outright. But कुछ तो on these lines were there, like if they know कि the service sucks, if they know कि the service is flawed, it's not authentic, they will be marketing it like crazy. And that's where most of the chunk of the money goes in the marketing कि यार दिखावा दिखावा ये दिखाओ वो दिखाओ कुछ रियल तो है ही नहीं लेकिन वो दिखाओ.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. पर वैसे मुझे कभी कभी लगता है कि मार्केटिंग की जरूरत पड़नी चाहिए, क्योंकि अच्छे लोग जो है ना वो भी आउटशाइन उनको कर जाता है कोई और.
100%.
तो मुझे लगता है आज के दौर में जब खुल गया है सब कुछ, सब खोल खाल के सब लोग जा रहे हैं निकल रहे हैं, देन एवरीबडी शुड बी इन, एंड देन देयर इज अ फेयर कंपटीशन की क्या है. आई मीन कंपटीशन भी नहीं बोलना चाहिए इसको, बिकॉज एवरी सबकी दुकान चल रही है, वैसा वाला सीन. एक और चीज जो मुझे आज के टाइम में जो लगी, महसूस करी, वो ये कि पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग उस टाइम पे, जैसे जब मैं कोर्स करके आया था और जब मैं गया था, तो जिम में आपको 8-8 घंटे खड़े रहना पड़ेगा और आपको एक कोल्ड क्लाइंट को कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा हॉट लीड के अंदर. के टाइम में ये करना जमता नहीं है किसी को.
राइट.
नए लड़कों को मैंने जो जितना देखा है, उसमें एक चीज ये भी उभर के सामने आई है. तो व्हाट डू यू से अबाउट, बिकॉज वंस यू हैव अ पीटी स्टूडियो, दैट इज समथिंग जहाँ पे उनको बने बनाए क्लाइंट मिलने वाले हैं, जो कि आ ही रहा है, उसको पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग चाहिए. तो किसी को ऐसे बंदे को कन्वर्ट करना जिसको पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग का पी नहीं पता, लेकिन आपने उसको कन्वर्ट किया, दैट इज एन अमेजिंग स्किल सेट.
So this points out to my other gym, which is a commercial one, जहाँ पे 4 ट्रेनर से खड़े रहते हैं, ड्यूटी करते हैं, helps out all the members in the gym, right? So in my second or third meeting itself for that gym, मैंने वही बोला था उनको. So you know there's this as you rightly use those words कि convert hot like cold to hot, and you know like कि ये potential लग रहा है, इसके पास बड़ी गाड़ी है, बड़ा पैसा है, अच्छे शूज है, अरे ये ज्वाइन कर लेगा अपना पीटी. सो समहाउ ना कि वी आर काइंड ऑफ यू नो लाइक एम्बेडेड विद दिस माइंडसेट कि अगर बंदे के पास बहुत सारा पैसा हो तो वो आपका पीटी लगाएगा. that's ridiculous. I think that's completely ridiculous. ये नहीं होना चाहिए, because honestly speaking, I have some clients of mine so who asked me कि do you provide EMI options?
Right.
Okay. I know some of them who have broken their FDs, unfortunately, and I kind of realize this very late कि मतलब एक बंदा सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग के लिए अपना FD ब्रेक कर रहा है 50K का. I mean that's something which the coach has to be like he should be elated a lot.
Absolutely. Yes.
And you see ना कि ऐसे बंदे हैं कि जिनको वो आपका कोचिंग स्किल सेट चाहिए. You won't believe there was a client of mine who used to travel from Lonavala to my gym.
Wow.
To train for me, to train with me. And
Wow.
I never knew this. I knew this after some 8 to 10 sessions later. I just asked her casually कि यार बाबा हाँ कहाँ से आई हो, कि किधर रहते हो, कहाँ है घर. And at that time she told me कि she's from Lonavala. And I'm like, what, you travel from Lonavala every day?
Yeah, that is like 2 hours or something from your place.
That's by train, if I'm not wrong, that's 50 minutes to station. From station to to the gym which I used to work, again it was 30 minutes more. But still यार, I mean लोनावाला में ट्रेन में बैठना, ट्रेन से इधर आना, इधर से रिक्शा या कैब करके मेरे जिम में आना, मेरे पास ट्रेनिंग करना और वापस जाना.
बिल्कुल.
Like
amazing.
I mean this is some different level.
Yeah. So we are all grateful for such clients. जो कि
extremely. So what my point is कि मैंने वो पहली वो जो मिथ है जो मैंने वो बर्स्ट की पूरी, कि ऐसा अगर लगे वो मर्सिडीज में आ रहा है या BMW में आ रहा है तो वो आपका पीढ़ी लगाएगा, ऐसी बात नहीं है. You showcase your skill sets with any member, that member, even though he does not really he cannot afford your personal training, that's fine, but that member will know that कि आपके पास skill set है, आपके पास coaching skills है, and that member again can tell some 4 or 5 crazy rich friends of his कि अरे बाबा आप ये ट्रेनर अच्छा है, आप इसके पास ही जाओ.
बिल्कुल. पहली चीज तो मैं नया ही था और वहां पे बोलते थे कि देखो उसकी चाबी देखना, कौन सी चाबी है उसके पास, द फर्स्ट थिंग. तो कुछ ऐसे क्लाइंट आते थे जो चांदनी चौक इलाके से थे. इफ यू हैव एवर हर्ड ऑफ दिल्ली 6 चांदनी चौक, सो दे आर प्रीटी डाउन टू अर्थ पीपल बट ऑल बिजनेसमैन. वो स्कूटर पे आते थे, वो चाबी वाबी देख के कुछ नहीं पता चलता वहां पे. सो वो भी बहुत एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज होती थी कि उनको भी कन्वर्ट किया है, जहां पे वो लोग गल्ले पे बैठने वाला आदमी जो हर 2 रुपए बचाता है, अगर आप उसको भी सेल आउट कर सकते हो कुछ अच्छा बता के, सो वो एक बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस, एक अच्छा, मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि नाउ यू कैन सेल समथिंग विच यू आर कन्विंस्ड अबाउट। पर वो आज के टाइम में मुझे लगता है विद द इन्वेंट ऑफ पीटीज एंड ऑल दैट, ये ट्रेंड अभी हट गया है। Now they, I mean, today's kids, they really want to have PT the very first day. They don't want to perhaps work. अब मैं मतलब इसको generalize नहीं कर सकता because there are certainly good trainers जो कि और नई नई नॉलेज के साथ आ रहे हैं, जो कि हमारे टाइम में नहीं थी। बट मुझे लगता है ये एक स्किल सेट डेवलप होना बहुत जरूरी है, जहाँ पे आपको पता चले
एब्सोल्युटली।
एकदम कोल्ड को कैसे वार्म और वार्म से हॉट में उसको कन्वर्ट करना चाहिए।
कि जो बेसिक चीजें रहती है ना, जो जिसके बारे में बोलता हूँ, जिम एटिकेट्स
Yes.
फॉर जिम एटिकेट्स फॉर हु, नॉट फॉर मेंबर बट फॉर अ ट्रेनर, वो भी जानना बहुत जरूरी है। बिकॉज यू आर बेसिकली एन एम्प्लॉय एंड यू आर वर्किंग एज एन एम्प्लॉय इन दैट एनवायरमेंट, एंड देन so this is what I usually do in my career counseling seminars as well, कि जब भी मैं कोई नया स्टूडेंट को मिलता हूँ या फिर नया एस्पायरिंग स्टूडेंट को मिलता हूँ ना, आई टेल देम कि यू एटलीस्ट वर्क फॉर 6 to 8 months in a proper full-fledged commercial gym. If you're getting PTs, not getting PTs, that's a different thing out there. Just go out there and learn a few things.
Yes.
What the gym teaches you, what the how the working is, how the flow is. ये सारी चीजें जब आते हैं उस ट्रेनर में, तो वो ट्रेनर एक बहुत अच्छी उसके उसके क्लाइंट को बाद में कोचिंग और सेलिंग में सर्विस दे सकता है।
Right.
Otherwise, क्या होता है कि whenever these people pass out from the schools and academies, and if they immediately get clients, they don't know what to do with the client.
Yes, exactly.
एक ट्रेनर को मैंने वैसा अपॉइंट किया, उसके पास सब, आई मीन लाइक टेक्निकली ही वाज साउंड, इंटरव्यू भी पास हुआ मेरा, लाइक मतलब आई यूज्ड टू आस्क लाइक रियली बेसिक क्वेश्चंस की इस एक्सरसाइज के जॉइंट एक्शंस क्या बताओ, मसल्स कौन सा इन्वॉल्व हो रहा है बताओ, ये सारी चीजें सब अच्छे थे। सो ही वाज टेकिंग अ स्क्वाट ऑफ अ क्लाइंट व्हिच आई गिव हिम। तो स्क्वाट में वो I think he was doing squats with 40 kilos, and in the third rep itself, he was gassing out. उसके hips पहले ऊपर आए थे, back was completely rounding, bar was going all the way towards the neck, ऐसा सब कुछ हो रहा था। हाँ? अभी a good trainer would do something like कि उसका पहले कुछ form corrections किए जाए, या फिर थोड़ा और सिखाए उसको कि क्या करना चाहिए। इस बंदे ने वेट बढ़ाया और वेट दुगना कर दिया, ऑलमोस्ट दुगना।
Okay.
So he removed the 10 kilo ka plate and put on the blue plate 20 kilo ka. And the same mistake was happening, and it hurt my eyes. I was there. तो मैं उसकी ली बाद में पूरी। तो anyway, so this was one of the instances. So मालूम ही नहीं था क्या करने का है। The second instance was कि a lady, I think maybe in her 20s or something like that, who couldn't even who didn't even know how to squat, by the way. उस बंदे ने immediately on day 1 उसको front squat सिखाया on the Olympic bar. She didn't even she didn't even do a full body weight squats. warm up किया, उसके बाद directly front squats. I'm like, what? क्या हो रहा है? और वो पूरी बंदी वो ऐसी बेंड हो रही है, फॉरवर्ड, एल्बो नीचे जा रहे हैं, गर्दन नीचे। अरे यार, like नहीं यार, this you can't do this wearing my uniform. I'm sorry.
Right. बिल्कुल। Yeah.
So anyway, so basically what happened is that I kind of encountered all these scenarios. Then later on, what I did is that I hold up a compulsory internship program at my gym. If you want to work with me, you at least overshadow me or the other trainers working over there. See how we work, see how we deal with the client, see how we respond to the client, see how punctual we are, see our work ethics. After doing that entire 1 month of internship, then you can join Ethos as a trainer. So that's what we have made compulsory for. So that's how the services of Ethos are now at par, and that's how the clients and everybody are trusting us.
बिल्कुल होना चाहिए, because standardization is a must if you're
It is a must. It is a must. And you basically get to learn all these things when you have these kind of bad experiences.
Absolutely. Or what people are doing is straight away after doing the PT course, they are going for another course, let's say nutrition course, or maybe they want to be a master trainer.
Yeah.
जब भी मेरे से ऐसा चीज पूछा जाता है, कोई स्टूडेंट ऐसा पूछता है, कोई क्वेरी आती है, तो मैं उनको हमेशा मना करता हूँ कि जस्ट डोंट गो फॉर अनदर कोर्स। जो पहले नॉलेज है उसको
एग्जैक्टली,
करो दूसरी जगह पे, वरना यू विल नॉट इवन हैव क्वेश्चंस टू आस्क।
एग्जैक्टली।
आप चले गए मास्टर ट्रेनर कोर्स में और आपको क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पता, आप सोच रहे हो कि इसका क्या करूं अभी मैं, और मैं इस क्लाइंट को ये है, अभी मैं इसको क्या दूं। Don't have If you don't have any practical experience, what are you going to do with the knowledge? So first take some experience and then
Yeah.
pursue whatever course you want to pursue.
See, you have so many things to learn from your clients only. कि once you basically get numerous clients of varied scales and varied backgrounds, then these guys make some really different mistakes, and you can actually learn how to rectify those
Absolutely.
via applying whatever has been already taught you, and this is going to, like, fortify you much more.
Yeah.
So when that happens and when everything is going straight, and then you at least think about doing the further course, otherwise don't. So usually what has happened in this industry, if you check the current generation, people are, or the students are behind doing various courses, just behind. They just need degrees, they just need that
Yes.
those क्या बोलते हैं वो initials कि बाबा हाँ ये कोर्स किया, वो कोर्स किया, वो कोर्स किया, इसने पास होगा, उसके पास होगा. सो ठीक है, कोर्स पास हुआ बाबा, लेकिन कितना सीखा उससे आपने? इट्स जस्ट लाइक रीडिंग अ बुक,
Yeah.
राइट? So how much you read doesn't really matter. How much you absorb from that content, that matters a lot.
Yes. ये भी आजकल ट्रेंडी है ना. आई हैव रेड 20 बुक्स दिस ईयर. अभी
That baffles me. 20 books per year. क्या सीखा उसमें से? आपने तो कुछ नहीं कर रहा.
और पर ये बताने की क्यों जरूरत है आपको कि मैंने आप 20 बुक्स पढ़ ली है अभी, क्या मुझसे क्या होगा, मुझे क्या मिला.
This is the power of social media, my friend. कि अगर अगर आपने दिखाया कि मैंने 20 बुक पढ़े, तो लोगों को लगता है कि आप बहुत ज्ञानी हो.
हाँ. Should somebody be joining a commercial gym or a personal training studio if I'm a client? What is the difference? What is the main difference between a personal training studio and a gym, commercial gym?
So difference is easy. See, the thing is कि in a personal training studio we cater to specific population where they want like ace coaching services, they want that one-on-one attention. और कमर्शियल जिम में कैसे रहता है कि कमर्शियल जिम में यूजुअली ऐसा होता है कि लोगों को सारी चीज़ें पता रहती है और वो जिम ज्वाइन करते हैं. And that's fine with us. I mean, we don't blame them. Of course, there are very few of them who can really afford the services of personal trainer. ये मैं चीज़ acknowledge करता हूँ. मतलब I won't say कि सबको PT लगाना ही चाहिए, सबको ये करना ही चाहिए. But I would say this कि सबको PT at least for the 3 months तो लगाना ही चाहिए with a good coach, 3 to 6 months, so that that coach will educate them, they will empower them, and that client can be self-reliant. So what I usually tell my clients or what I usually tell my trainers is कि आप आपके client को इतना अच्छा सिखाओ कि उसको आपकी ज़रूरत ना पड़े, लेकिन उसके बाद अगर उसको ज़रूरत पड़ी तो वो कुछ और चीज़ें के लिए रहेगी कि उसको बेसिकली वो मूवमेंट और रिफाइन करने के इसके लिए वो आपको पीटी लगाएगा सिर्फ 1 महीने के लिए रादर. तो वो चीज़ अच्छी है. इफ़ योर स्टूडेंट इज एक्सेलिंग इन समथिंग, देन यू शुड बी हैप्पी. You should not be like looking for कि बाबा ये क्लाइंट को मैं और ज़्यादा कितना पुल करूँ या फिर और कितना इसको रखूँ यहाँ पे. सो ये चीज़ें नहीं सोचना चाहिए. दैट्स द फर्स्ट थिंग. एंड इन अ कमर्शियल जिम क्या होता है कि यूजुअली देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ क्राउड. दैट्स द फर्स्ट थिंग. एंड स्पेशली इन दिस टाइम्स लाइक व्हेनेवर इट्स द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी, तो commercial gyms get crowded like crazy, whereas PT studios में you get that, you get that that feeling of basically a little bit of peace, harmony when working out, क्योंकि वहाँ पे influx of people coming over there is extremely less relatively. Okay, so in Ethos PT studio the members footfall अगर आपने देखा तो it's not more than 30 or 35 per day in the entire day. So that's nothing.
Right.
So when people know that, and especially in these times, people don't like too much crowd because many of them are scared of viruses, many of them are scared of infections. So they are now getting inclined towards joining PT studios where जहाँ पे crowd कम हो, जहाँ पे इस coaching services आपको मिल रही हो, जहाँ पे attention दिया जा रहा हो. और कई बार ऐसा होता है कि अलग अलग बैकग्राउंड से लोग आते हैं, कोई इंजरी लेके आता है, कोई डिस सर्विस लेके आता है कि यार मैंने इस जिम में गया, मेरे को पसंद नहीं आया, मैंने ये किया, मेरे को इंजरी हुआ. सो दे नीड सम एक्सपर्ट गाइडेंस, दे नीड सम एक्सपर्टीज when it comes to lifting weights, and I think we do a pretty good job in that. That's why people do join PT studios.
Right. And what kind of space are we looking at? How different is it space wise?
Quite a lot. So ethos Republic of Strength जो है, जो commercial gym है, is almost 3.5 times the size of the PT studio. So because that harbors basically all the cardio equipments, it has a proper good outdoor section area as well. It has counseling cabins as well. So ये सारी चीजें हैं. वहाँ पे big changing rooms है. वैसे कि PT studio में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. PT studio में we have emphasized more on the floor. वहाँ पे ऑफ कोर्स 2 शावर से 2 वॉशरूम से एक चेंज रूम है, वो सारी चीज़ें हैं वहाँ पे. बट यूजुअली क्या होता है कि पीटी स्टूडियो में ऐसे लोग आते हैं कि जो हु आर लाइक काइंड ऑफ वेल ऑफ, वेरी वेरी वेल ऑफ, and they kind of don't really like to take showers in the gyms. They don't really like to take steam in the gym and all that. So they just come, they work out, and then they immediately leave.
Right.
And मेरे पास वहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा बड़ा लॉबी नहीं है, बड़ा कुछ वेटिंग एरिया नहीं है जहाँ पे आप चिल कर सकते हो, लाइक बिग जिम्स, यू नो. सो लाउंज या वो क्या बोलते हैं, वो जूस बार ये ऐसे कुछ चीजें नहीं है यहाँ पे. तो आई थिंक या सो pretty serious people come over there and then they work on it and then.
लोगों के दिमाग में ये एक नेचुरल प्रोग्रेशन लगता है इन द फील्ड ऑफ फिटनेस, दैट from being a personal trainer they want to open up their own personal training studio.
Right.
How do you look at it? Is it a progress or is it a lot of headache? They're looking at what kind of investments people need to make in that scenarios. What is it? What is your point of view in that?
See, I would to this current generation, what I would suggest is that if you want to if you are a personal trainer and if you want to open a PT studio, first make sure that you're a damn successful personal trainer. Otherwise, don't even think about it.
Right.
If at all you are not a successful personal trainer, if you are pretty infamous out there, and if you open a PT studio, then I can assure you the studio is not going to run. कुछ भी ब्रांड नेम आप दो, कितना भी इन्वेस्टमेंट लाओ, कितना भी पैसा लाओ, कितना भी अच्छे इक्विपमेंट लाओ, सिर्फ आपका नाम वहां पे अटैच है ना, इसलिए लोग आपके पास नहीं आने वाले, because of your image. So first, be a damn good coach. First, be a damn good person. Earn some crazy chunks of money via your personal training profession. Once you do that and once you realize कि हाँ, like I'm a good coach, लोग मेरे पास आ रहे, मेरा brand equity अच्छा है, लोग मेरे पे trust करते हैं, and then after that when you set up a facility, then people are going to come to your facility, and more people will come to your facility. Why? Because many of them won't be able to afford your charges, but many of them would trust you and the brand. That's why they can maybe hire a trainer 1 or 2 notches below you, because they know for the fact that you are the one who have basically groomed them.
Right.
So for that to happen, you need to be a successful. That you can call it as a prerequisite to opening a PT studio.
Bilkul.
So you have to be a good person trainer. Entrepreneurship is a different ball game. You can't mix both. You can't do this like कि अरे बाबा ओके पीटी से मेरे को इनकम कम हो रहा है, कम मिल रहा है, इसलिए मैं जिम डाल रहा हूँ या इसलिए मैं स्टूडियो डाल रहा हूँ, और वाइस वर्सा. Your income should be different and the gym's income should be different. It's a different entity. It's a different company altogether. Company का income अलग है, आपका income अलग है. Acknowledge that fact.
बिल्कुल.
तो बहुत सारे इसमें क्या होते हैं, बंदे क्या कंफ्यूज करते हैं कि यूथ पीपल who are like opening the studios, they think they are doing well. Okay, क्योंकि पैसा इनिशियली आ रहा है, बट लेटर ऑन व्हेन द अकाउंट्स क्लोजिंग का जो सीन आता है, या फिर जब आप सीए से आपके मीटिंग होती है, तो सीए बोलता है क्या हो रहा है, बंद करो. Then you realize, then it hits hard, then it hits pretty hard.
Right.
कि बाबा इतना तो पैसा इसमें जा रहा है, इतना तो पैसा उसमें आ रहा है, मेरे को रिटर्न इतना ही मिल रहा है, अरे इतना तो मैं टैक्स ही भर रहा हूँ.
बिल्कुल. Great point.
So basically क्या होता है कि initially you feel everything is going good because those बोलते हैं ना, वो हनीमून फेज होता है बिजनेस का फॉर द फर्स्ट 2 or 3 months, कि यू मार्केट अ लॉट, यू बेसिकली पुट योर नेम फॉरवर्ड, यू डू एवरीथिंग विच यू हैव इन योर कैपेसिटी टू प्रोक्योर ऑल द मेंबर्स क्लाइंट्स, जैसा लोग आते हैं. द प्रॉब्लम ओवर हियर इज दैट कि लोग आते हैं लेकिन लोग जाते भी है. और अगर लोग जाते तो वो क्यों जाते हैं? अगर
राइट.
वो जा रहे तो वो नाम खराब करके जा रहे हैं, या अच्छे, लाइक दे आर लिविंग ऑन अ गुड नोट.
या सो
दीज
इसके
थिंग्स
ऊपर
मैटर अ लॉट.
इसके ऊपर एक बार कैजाद सर ने बोला था कि अगर आपका कस्टमर आपसे कंप्लेंट करता है तो ही इज अ वेरी गुड कस्टमर, क्योंकि अगर अच्छा कस्टमर नहीं है तो छोड़ देगा, एकदम बताएगा भी नहीं कि क्यों छोड़ रहा है.
एग्जैक्टली. So constructive criticism is something we should welcome. And many entrepreneurs which I have seen these days, especially young ones who are just setting up these studios, कंप्लेंट आए ना तो वो मेंबर को ही उल्टा बोलते हैं, या फिर डायरेक्टली नहीं बोलते लेकिन उसके टीम के साथ बोलते हैं कि हाँ ये ऐसा ही है, कंप्लेन कर रहा है, ये वो वैसा ही है. अरे बट द कंप्लेंट विच इज डूइंग, इफ यू एक्ट अपॉन दैट कंप्लेन, ओके, डू यू थिंक कि जिम का भला होगा? Do you think कि कुछ अच्छा होगा? If that is the case, then yes, then take that complaint as something which is constructive and then work upon it.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Very few of them do this.
ग्रेट पॉइंट. यस.
So the this never ethos started. So this was a completely new business model, and I never got to study PT studio का business model because everything was new. कि हाँ ऐसा concept किसी ने एक्सक्लूसिवली डाला नहीं था, या फिर डाला रहेगा तो मेरे को मालूम नहीं था, लेकिन वो मे बी इंफॉर्मेशन मेरे को नहीं दे रहा था. सो एवरीथिंग वाज लाइक एस्क्यूर्ड. आई मीन द पीटी स्टूडियोज विच आई न्यू बिफोर इथॉस वर ईदर देयर ओन स्पेसेस, कोई बाप का स्पेस था या दादी का स्पेस था, वो उसमें सेटअप किया था, ऐसे वाले थे. इट वाजंट अ कमर्शियल जिम, इट वाजंट अ कमर्शियल स्पेस वेयर दैट entrepreneur is paying a different amount of rent, electricity bills and all these things. So ऐसा नहीं था. So this was a like a brand kind of a new model for me, and that's why I couldn't really study कहीं और से कि यार कैसे चलाया जाए.
If somebody wants to really plunge into the personal training studio space and all that stuff, especially the personal trainers, what kind of investments are we looking at? I mean, of course, considering metropolitan cities.
Largely depends on your area, the how much area you have rented or owned. If at all you want to prioritize only on the strength training equipment, then somewhere close to 10 to 15 lakhs आएगा, just for the machinery, okay, not for the interiors. Interiors पे आप कितना भी खर्चा करो कम ही रहता है. Okay, so that's totally up to you how to do it. So if you want to do it extremely low key like a Starbucks restaurant, Starbucks cafe या कुछ ऐसा हो, तो इंटीरियर में इतना खर्चा नहीं आएगा. If you want to do like extremely fancy like maybe a nitro या फिर ऐसा कुछ जिम हो जो जहाँ पे like फ्लोर के अंदर से भी एलईडी घुसते हैं, ऐसा कुछ हो, तो it might cost you a bomb. So interiors पे खर्चा is a completely, you know, like it's their call, it's the entrepreneur's call. But जितना आप खर्चा करोगे उतना returns मिलना भी चाहिए. That's the thing. So yeah, I mean somewhere around 12 to 15 lakhs for strength training equipment. If at all you have space for cardio, then वो investment cost बढ़ सकता है, और because cardio equipments will cost a little bit more than the your standard strength training equipment. So yeah, that's it.
So we are looking at close to 20 lakh or something.
20 lakh for maybe a 1200 square feet wala gym would be a fair amount.
Fair amount.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's good. And how much will that be for your other gym, the commercial gym? What kind of investment are we looking at?
So commercial gym में it will be like quite a lot. It will be somewhere around 35 to 40 lakhs आराम से.
Right.
Minimum, minimum. So fortunately क्या हुआ था, again going back to the story of my first gym, Salama. Salama was my first gym ever in my life, as I told you. Salama got took over by the workers.
Right.
The workers filed bankruptcy, and then Ethos came over there. So that was like the life comes in full circle.
So I saw that thing, but I didn't know that it's Sanam or something. Okay. That's
Salama was the first gym. Yeah. So
this is almost like that story which I was एक Instagram पे रील थी जिसमें शार्क टैंक का एक बंदा था, उसने इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए पैसा मांगा और मना कर दिया. लेटर ऑन दैट प्रोडक्ट गॉट
the door cam.
हाँ, the door cam, and now he's a shark amongst them. Fantastic. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Lovely,
So
lovely.
the commercial gym में कैसा है कि when Tawakar filed bankruptcy, they left their cardio equipments over there. So that was a plus point for us, and those were all pre-core K machines. So we
Wow.
didn't really invest for cardio machines. So that was the thing. Strength training के equipment सारे हमने change किए, which cost us somewhere around again 30 to 35 lakhs because वहाँ पे gym equipment का setup और ज़्यादा था, varied था. Multiple dumbbells, multiple barbells, multiple machines. So yeah, but if at all you want to, again, it all depends on the space as well. If you are harboring a huge space, like maybe fitness first or something like that, then the capex can go to crores and crores of rupees. So you never
वो
know.
तो खैर जैसे अभी एनी टाइम फिटनेस एंड ऑल दीज ब्रांड्स दे आर चार्जिंग ए hefty amount for
Yeah,
setting place and all.
yeah.
So यहाँ पे क्या हो गया है कि यहाँ पे बहुत सारे जिम्स के वो हो गए मल्टीपल फ्रेंचाइजेस. फॉर एग्जांपल एनी टाइम फिटनेस, फॉर एग्जांपल कल्ट हैज टेकन ओवर अ लॉट ऑफ जिम्स, अ लोकल जिम्स आल्सो. ओके, सो उन्होंने कल्ट को बेच दिया है. एंड one good thing with that is wherever you are traveling in Delhi NCR, let's say I'm going to my parents' house or maybe my in-laws or maybe my cousins, anywhere I find there is a gym, okay, and I can access those gyms. So that is one plus point which I find that it's amazing.
Hmm.
So why would somebody come to Ethos that way, which is only standalone, if that's the case?
Okay, see, so the thing is ki, if we don't work on that model wherein we are, so there was this app before, if it still exists right now, if I'm not wrong, the app is called at Fitterati or
Right,
uh,
right. Yes,
right?
fraternity.
Fraternity, right? So if we basically tie up with Fraternity, then they can basically put some information of our gym to their app, and then if at all the fraternity, sorry, if at all the fraternity users are in that area, they can have their access to this particular gym. तो ऐसा तो हम कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So this is to there, but your point is right. I mean, whenever big brands like Cult and everything are taking over, and they are basically giving access to, to people with to people across multiple gyms, if at all they are traveling. So see, the logistics again say ki whenever, if let's say if you have 500 members in your gym, okay, and let's say in those 500 members only 150 of them are active, like they come regularly, okay. In those 150, you will not even find 5 to 10% of people who do that, who
Right,
basically travel all the time
right,
from maybe point A to point B and then they work out over there. ऐसे
right.
बहुत ही कम लोग हैं.
हम लोग हैं.
So that's why uh, this kind of a model works pretty well. The first thing is ki, see, there are a very few people who kind of unfortunately acknowledge the services which we give. Okay.
Right.
So, what they will look for in a commercial gym is कि space कितना बड़ा है, यहाँ पे shower है क्या, यहाँ पे AC है क्या, यहाँ पे TV है क्या, यहाँ पे लड़कियाँ आती है क्या, बस. So, but that's the reality.
Yeah, it is.
So, see, nobody will see कि यहाँ पे कौन सा मशीनरी का सेटअप है, यहाँ पे पावर केज है क्या, यहाँ पे ओलंपिक लिफ्टिंग सेटअप है क्या, यहाँ पे डंबल्स ज़्यादा डिनोमिनेशंस के है क्या. ये बहुत ही कम लोग देखते हैं. एंड you won't believe, but people love change. So,
Right.
if at all you are working out in a gym for 3 months, और बाजू में एक जिम खुला, you as a common man, और बाजू में एक जिम खुला, तो I can assure you as a gym owner कि I will lose you out
Hmm.
with that gym. Because people need change and we acknowledge that fact. That's right. But if at all we provide you with such services, or we provide you with such kind of information, or we kind of provide you with such kind of coaching that gym will not provide you,
Right.
then I can assure that Nishant will stick to this gym.
With certain certifications, okay, there is a school of thought behind it, okay, and over a period of time, it's all more than a decade now for both of us, I have understood one thing, that it doesn't take much time to कि वो एक चीज जो आपका थॉट प्रोसेस है जिससे आप आए हो, वो डॉगमा बन जाता है. And
Right.
later on, and to think objectively about these things is very, very important. Now, I mean, I know, I mean, few years back, there were certain things which were like a strict no, करना ही नहीं आपको. पर अब जाके पर्सपेक्टिव कुछ चीजों में चेंज हो गया है. So do you
True.
think कि, I mean, obviously science over dogma any day, okay?
100%.
कि वो स्कूल ऑफ थॉट की वजह से कभी कभी ये दिक्कतें आती हैं. वो कोई भी स्कूल ऑफ थॉट हो सकता है,
Right.
not just ours or maybe somebody else's also. Do you face this situation with you कि जहाँ पे डॉगमा बन गया हो कि नहीं हमें तो मना किया ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए और वैसा नहीं करना चाहिए? Do you think that is you have faced that situation with
Yeah,
trainer?
so many times. So see what I tell them, these students, you always ask questions. You always ask for the reasons. You always ask. You should be so ultra curious about these things. Ki, if you're not satisfied with the answer, you should tell them that you're not satisfied with the answer. And then when they reason out with you, or when they rather tell you the reasons, and if you're convinced about that fact, and when you apply all those things, and if it benefits you, good for you, then you can follow that. Okay, but if some other school of thought comes into play and they tell you the exact opposite thing, okay, ask the same things to them.
Right.
Okay, key, try to basically ask them the same questions which you asked your school as well, which you asked your professors as well. कि ये ऐसा क्यों मेरे को ऐसा सिखाया गया था, या फिर मेरे को ऐसा सिखाया गया था, वो भी मत बोलो. आप सिर्फ ऐसा जस्टिफिकेशन मांगो कि ऐसा क्यों हम कर रहे हैं.
Right.
So whenever the other party is convincing you of this why, and if they're successful in that, and when you objectively think about that fact, yeah, he's not bullshitting you at all, then you might try their protocols as well. Why not? So abhi to like via Instagram or social media, there are like a lot of good channels. Fortunately, like there's a channel called Squat University नाम का एक है. वहाँ पे वो बंदा बहुत कुछ अच्छी चीजें भी बोलता है. ठीक है, some of the things I don't agree with him
Yeah.
because of certain reasons, but some of the things are very interesting to me, which are like which I know which have worked for my clients as well, or which have I know can work for some of the members as well. So he's more into curative things, or more into rectification things, that person himself. But so ye cheeze we can't expect so basically, if I'm not wrong, he comes from the physiotherapy का background, and उनके courses जो है वो they are extreme, so you can't really compare that guy to a Indian personal trainer or a normal coach, because his level of knowledge or his level of expertise is far way different than yours.
Yes, bilkul. And it's not that. I mean, even he's being trolled. It's there. There are certain channels who troll. I mean, those who lift weights, they
Yeah.
troll. So it has always been there. But yes,
If you're on internet, trolling तो होता ही है.
ज़्यादातर trainers, especially when they pass out of the institute, they are looking for a place, जहाँ पे उनकी उस knowledge की भी कदर हो. ये लोग, और होता क्या है कि जब ये लोग other than somebody, जहाँ पे ये एक इस तरीके का environment नहीं मिलता, उनको कोई और environment मिलता है, then they start struggling. And that's the real struggle, because not everybody is in sync with that kind of knowledge. So they start fighting. और ये एक बहुत बड़ा इशू मैंने अभी जो recent times, अभी से क्या, मेरे टाइम पे भी था, in your time also it was there, but people are coming up with this. और मुझे लगता है कि ये चेंज नहीं होने वाला, ये ऐसे ही रहेगा, धीरे धीरे कम होगा ऑब्वियसली. बट तो मेरे पास अभी रिसेंटली कुछ ऐसे लोग आए, कुछ ऐसे ट्रेनर्स आए, नए ट्रेनर्स, जिन्होंने बोला कि मैंने अपना जॉब छोड़ दिया और मेरी लड़ाई हो गई, मेरी मैनेजर से लड़ाई हो गई और ऐसा हो गया. तो उनको समझाना पड़ता है, भाई लड़ाई नहीं करनी आपको, यू हैव टू फाइंड योर वे थ्रू, बिकॉज अगर आप सबसे लड़ते रहोगे तो काम कहाँ करोगे?
Politics.
Yeah, so what do you want to say about that?
So that's their favorite word, politics. I mean, see, the thing is कि ये politics और ये favorisms, ये partiality, ये सारे जगह रहते. I mean, look at our schools as well, now. Like whenever you were in kindergarten, when you were in primary or secondary schools, of course, एक teacher's pet या teacher's favorite तो एक रहता है. तो उनको ज्यादा अटेंशन दिया जाता है, उनको ज्यादा ये किया जाता है, बाकी सारे स्टूडेंट्स को अटेंशन नहीं दिया जाता. ये partiality तो हम बचपन से देखते आ रहे.
Yes.
So why are you cribbing about these small things? I mean, you should be way past that. तुम अपना काम करो, अपना जो कुछ भी सीखा है वो अप्लाई करो, and then just get out of there.
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
And the thing is that if you feel that the environment is not up to the mark, is not comfortable for you to work, then leave the environment. Who's stopping you?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. ये एक बहुत अच्छी चीज है, बिकॉज if you are craving about that environment and you are still not leaving it, that's one of the worst things ever.
See, what I realized now, when you start craving out something, and when you realize that you are craving out something now, then that becomes your leverage. कि अरे बाबा हाँ, then कि अरे बाबा हाँ, ये ऐसा है ना इसलिए वैसा हो रहा है, ये ऐसा है इसलिए ये वैसा हो रहा है. But you can't just think beyond that, because वो जो चीज है ना, वो जिसके बारे में आप क्रिप कर रहे हो, वो हटने नहीं वाली है. वो
बिल्कुल.
वही की वही रहने वाली है.
Yes,
And you
yes.
should be mature enough to realize that. If you are
Yes.
not, then you are going to stay where you are for the next decade.
Aditya Barve on Instagram, on social media, there are quite a number of followers for you, and I know, I mean, it really does not matter that way, but those who know you, they know that you are pretty successful. You own a, PT studio, you have your own commercial gym, you own good vehicles, and it has so how has this, I mean, what was that breakthrough moment for you? What was that? I mean, एक कहते हैं overnight success took you 10 years, for instance. That's one of the quotes by somebody. What was that breakthrough moment for you?
Honestly speaking, like whenever every client of mine used to do a successful lift, now even today, this is a breakthrough moment for me.
Yeah.
I'm like genuinely so happy at that time if somebody breaks a PR. No
Yes.
matter it's a free squat, no matter it's a squat with a bloody 20 kilo ka barbell. If at all that client is doing that for the first time ever in their life, or maybe even a single pull up, I'm on a different high altogether. It's like my the best day ever.
I
So there's no point in my life कि ऐसा एक moment है जो breakthrough moment है. The breakthrough moment comes almost like every month or every week.
What kind of schedule do you follow? Because obviously, I mean, now there are so many people who are actually advocating that there has to be a routine, and I absolutely agree with that. There has to be a routine we all follow. What kind of schedule do you follow yourself? What has been this? I mean, I know for a PT, personal trainer, the schedule starts pretty early, but
Yeah.
how is it the entire day on a weekday and a weekend? What all do you indulge in?
From Mondays to Saturdays, I'm working my ass off in my gym. So my day usually starts at 4:30 or 4:45 a.m. in the morning. Um, then continuously I'm training people till at least 9:30 in the morning. So 5 to 9 ek hoga. The reason I stop at 9:30 because at that time I'm crazy hungry. I need some food. I need some meat. I need something to eat. So to like gear up for the next sessions. So usually from 9 or 9:30 to 10:30 or 11, my break timing is there where I eat my breakfast. I simultaneously read on a lot of other stuff. I maybe browse through some videos. So that's there, and then later again I immediately start training other clients. So till at least 1 12:30 or 1 I train them. I come back home. I sometimes do the household stuff, जो कुछ भी सामान हो ये वो कुछ कच्चा हो ये सब करने का. Then immediately I go to the gym around 3:30 in the afternoon, and then till at least 9:30 or 10 I am in the gym only.
You train.
I train in the evening at 4:30, 4:30 to 6:30. In that training, I usually take one client of mine with me whenever I'm training. I usually do that because what I've observed in the past couple of years is that whenever I'm training with that client of mine, okay, who is a little bit demotivated, who is a little bit on a low motivation scale, who needs that push, okay, when he sees me or when he sees a fellow trainers working out, it kind of changes him. He tries to imbibe all the things which we do in his training protocols, and that has helped them a lot. I
Wow.
tell them, I first ask them for their permission. Is it okay if I train with you?
Fantastic.
Usually, the answer is always yes.
Yeah.
And when that happens, these guys are like they basically then stick to it. And they're like, यार नहीं आपका ट्रेनिंग का वो मेरे को बोलो मैं उस टाइम पे आता हूँ.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular hack I usually do for the people who are least motivated or who are like कि जिनको वो वर्कआउट का कीड़ा ही नहीं रहता ना, वो जो लोग रहते हैं ना, मैं उनके साथ वो करता हूँ.
And these are not necessarily your clients. It can be any client of any
No,
other.
no, 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 no. These are only my clients.
Only your clients.
Only
Achha.
my clients, yeah, yeah. So I have basically kept this thing in mind कि I don't really interfere in other people's business when it
Right.
comes to other people's clients because there is some kind of a factor when it comes to जो बोलते हैं ना वो ego आता है कुछ तो not ego but maybe a little bit of an inferiority complex भी आता है. I mean if at all I'm talking to some client uh, who one of my juniors is training, then that junior might feel कि बाबा हाँ अभी ये इसको खींच लेगा उसके साइड पे या ऐसा कुछ. So I usually refrain from doing these things. I don't usually talk to the other clients. If at all they ask some questions and all that, of course I'm ready to answer them, but I don't usually do that. I'm like at my own space. मेरे headphones रहते हैं मेरे साथ, मैं मेरा workout करता हूँ, मैं मेरे clients को train करता हूँ and that's it.
Train yourself or with the clients?
No, so my workout is usually from 4:30 to 6:30 in the evening. From
Mm.
6:30 to 9 again, I am training my clients.
Right.
The other of mine. So yeah, I mean my day finishes off pretty late. Then I go home. Then I take a shower. Then I basically eat my food. उसके बाद रात को बहुत देर होता है सोने के लिए लेकिन so that's the thing which I'm struggling right now. मतलब sleep is something which is of
Actually,
of extreme importance and I have read so much about sleep
yeah.
that it's kind of very embarrassing for me to say that I'm like I'm not sleeping properly
Yeah.
and it should not happen but like there are times which that it's something about me that I can't say no to a client. It's not about the money, it's about the client. It's about how I love coaching. It's how I love training. There's some kind of mind now. I mean, you will if you maybe take an interview of many of my clients, you will realize this. कि I don't even ask them for money. They'll only say, अरे बाबा तू मेरे को बिल भेजना है पीटी का 3 महीने का पैसा पेंडिंग है ये वो मेरे को पैसा बोलो कितना देने का है तेरे को. So
Mm.
ऐसे मैसेज मेरे को आते हैं. So
Right.
so there comes a point when money just doesn't really matter to me.
Right.
It's
Right.
just the training.
Yes.
So I'm so engrossed in that. I'm so much affectionate to that, the training of the coaching aspect. These things are like secondary to me now.
Bilkul, bilkul. So, in the entire day, how much time do you get to sleep, if I may ask?
Uh, 4.5 to 5 hours.
Wow. Right. So, for the
So
viewers
so
who are
so
watching
okay.
this,
One more thing which I would like to tell you is that if at all any of my PT get cancelled, uh, usually that happens afternoon wala slot या फिर late morning का slot. Then I go home. Then I usually find time to rest for at least 1 hour, 1.5 hour. But again, that sleep is not that's not a. I won't call it as a productive sleep as such. It's just a nap.
you feel groggy after that?
I don't. That's a good part. So I feel quite energetic after that. That's a good part.
Mm.
Otherwise, I would have never slept. But after I get that 1 hour ka rest or 1.5 hour rest, I'm like supercharged for the next half of the day. So that's kind of a good thing, I think. So
Yeah. So for the viewers who are watching this, you have to understand that, जब आपको entrepreneurship, आपको कोई भी काम करना है, business करना है, कुछ भी करना है, तो आपको priorities अपनी देखनी पड़ेगी. And it's with all of us. I mean, we have faced this issue. कभी कभी जब हम काम करते थे तो 16 घंटे होता था because you cannot go back home. अगर आपका घर दूर है कुछ है तो you have to just roam around or maybe just find a space where you can just lie down.
I've done that, by the way. So there were times when Ethos started, like not when Ethos started, but before, like 3 months before Ethos started, and post 3 or 4 months after Ethos started. So this entire like 6 to 8 months ka jo time frame tha na, that was one of the most hectic time of my life, because we used to like work our asses off. We used to like work so much ki we used to get so tired. We used to order food in the gym only. We used to eat and we used to sleep over there only. सो जिम के जो अपने योगा मैट से उस पर मैं कई बार सोता था. And but yeah, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. I mean, you can't just so what I usually thought is ki, like my gym from my place is 7 kilometers. It will take me 30 minutes to go over there. Instead of that, if at all I invest this 30 minutes in my sleep, that would be much more productive. So these thought processes were always flowing simultaneously.
These kind of conversations, they are going to help a lot of people who are actually coming into the industry, and what kind of mindset they require, and we'll be bringing such people to this community and this platform, and we'll be taking their mindsets, their nuances into the industry. And stay tuned, stay connected.